Good evening and welcome to the 8 o'clock news. The day after the Uttarakhand disaster, over 20 people are now confirmed dead. At least 200 people are missing. The entire dam at Tapovan is washed away, but the race is on to save at least 30 people trapped in the tunnel here. Non-stop rescue operations on since last night.
Absolutely no contact with the people who are trapped inside, and from the ITBP official we are getting a number of roughly 39 people who might be trapped inside, and there are two diversions in this tunnel.
The Prime Minister invites farmers for dialogue again in his Parliament speech. Meanwhile, from the ex-Prime Minister Manmohan Singh to Sharad Pawar, the Prime Minister targets various people in his speech, including what he calls the Jamaat of Andolan Jeevis to foreign destructive ideology. He says minimum support price was there, is there and will remain. The government Twitter new flashpoint. The government tells Twitter to block over 1,000 of what they say are Pakistani and Khalistani handled Twitter accounts. Twitter says we are looking at the legal process, committed to transparency. Meanwhile, in Maharashtra, there will now be a probe of a celebrity tweets conspiracy, including Lata Mangeshkar, Sachin Tendulkar, Akshay Kumar, Ajay Devgan, says the Maharashtra Home Minister. The Sensex closes over 51,000 for the first time. The BSE is now ranked number 7 globally in market cap. Well, Elon Musk's Tesla buys $1.5 billion of the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Bitcoin crosses $43,000 value for the first time. Once Jazz number 2, Sasikala makes a triumphant return to Tamil Nadu after 4 years in jail. Huge crowds and supporters greet her convoy. She says, I will enter active politics once again. A united AIADMK must take on the opposition. Well, moving to our lead story, the aftermath of the Uttarakhand disaster. Well, currently the Tapovan tunnel is the center of rescue operations. Over 30 people are currently trapped in the Tapovan tunnel. So far, 200 people are missing. At least 20 people have been confirmed dead. One body was recovered almost 50 kilometers away. The Chief Minister is currently at Chamoli. He's told NDTV, we have full faith till we rescue everyone. Rescue operations have now been on here for 18 plus hours. Could it have been something called glacial calving, where chunks of the glaciers breaks off, which caused the disaster?
This tunnel is the focus of rescue personnel. Over 35 workers are fear trapped about 250 meters from this spot. The Uttarakhand Chief Minister will stay the night at Chamoli near this tunnel.
There are two bifurcated tunnels.
Okay.
So one tunnel which is small, there around 34, that is the information that we have got.
Okay.
34 are stuck, and there's one more tunnel where 5 of them are stuck.
Any contact that has been established with the people inside?
Not yet.
The tunnels, part of almost 3,000 crore 520 megawatt Tapovan project on the Alaknanda river, destroyed in Sunday's disaster. This is a distant part of Uttarakhand, not too far from Joshimath and skiing resort of Auli. The military, ITBP and other services quickly started rescue and relief ops. The tunnel's mouth has been cleared by army engineers, but the work is far from over. It's full of slush and debris, some just big boulders swept in. The tunnel was being made to divert water at the run of the river Heidel Power Plant.
कल सुबह 9:30 बजे बात हुई थी उससे, जब ड्यूटी पे आ रहा था। उसके बाद तब पता नहीं चला सर।
तो आपका बेटा यही प्रोजेक्ट में काम करता था?
हाँ, वेल्डिंग का काम करता था।
नहीं हो पाया। हाथ में एक तस्वीर भी है, किसकी? आप
ये लड़का।
Those rescued describe the horror.
ये आ गया कि हमने सीधा ऊपर वो पकड़ा, टनल के जो होते हैं क्रान बोलते हैं ना, क्रान को पकड़ लिया है। तो क्रान को पकड़ा तो उसको पकड़े रखे कम से कम आधा 1 घंटा लगा हमको। तो हमने कहा कि जान तो बचानी है।
पानी बनने के कारण हम ऊपर टनल के सरिया के द्वारा आधे रास्ते तक आए। फिर ITBP की टीम आई, उन्होंने हमें निकाला और सब सही है। हम
प्राथमिकता जो लोग अभी टनल में फंसे हैं उनको बाहर निकालना और जो बाहर है उनको किसी तरह की तकलीफ न हो, ये हमारी प्राथमिकता है।
Today, a body was recovered from almost 50 kilometers away, the total number of about 20 dead becoming larger. 202 people are listed as missing. Scientists and experts are still not quite sure what caused tons of water, mud and rocks to rush down this steep valley. Was it natural or triggered, aggravated by man-made factors including climate change? A helicopter took a group of DRDO scientists for investigations.
This is a glacial calving. They call it as a calving of the glacier at a highest altitude in Risi Ganga and Dhauli Ganga. So there are multiple causes. You cannot establish. These are all natural hazards.
NDTV Bureau Report.
Well, joining us now for an analysis of this is Vishnu. But of course, first let's go across to that Tapovan tunnel where rescuers are working against time to save every life possible. Akshay, describe to us what it's like there. The rescuers have been working from the NDRF, from the ITBP, army personnel for the since last night.
Well, exactly, Sonia. First of all, we would like to show the visuals that are here, and it's you can see the kind of difficulty that even the armed personnel here, be it the army, be it the ITBP, the SDRF teams are here, and other people, in fact the local police as well. Everyone is trying to make their mark. As far as the help is concerned, they are trying to bring out all the slush possible from this particular tunnel. What is being told to us is that after 180 meters inside this tunnel is a possibility that the men that are inside might be hiding at this point of time. The biggest difficulty at this point in time is of course that the time is passing, each and every minute counts. So you can see all of these visuals. Equipments have been brought in by the army. Each and every minute is very, very precious at this point of time. And you can see this is the river, the Dhauli Ganges river, which brought all of this slush here. And yesterday, as we are being told by the locals, that it was not possible to stand where we are standing right now because it was all submerged in the slush that the river brought after the glacial burst took place. So you can see the dozers are getting inside this particular tunnel. They are bringing out slush as soon as possible. And after 180 meters, that is the target of the forces here to start the rescue operation. But as of now, no contact has been, or no communication has been established with the men inside. There is no electricity inside. People are there in pitch dark without any food or water or any kind of help. And it becomes the priority of everyone, in fact the state government and the central government to rescue the men as soon as possible from the inside without wasting any much time.
Thanks so much. Really, when we look at that, our thoughts and prayers with the men trapped inside and with all the brave men and women who are working there literally for hours with no sleep to make sure that those people come out alive. Thanks so much for that. But Vishnu, let's go across to you, because really there's so many theories coming out about what actually caused this. We see the theories from natural hazard. Could anything have been done to prevent this loss of life? Because we know that at least 200 people are still missing.
That's right, Sonia. So let's take a look at where it's happened, the glacier which may in fact have come off. Well, firstly, we're going to talk about the Trishala Glacier. It's a short distance from this site. Now, one of the dominant theories is that a huge chunk of ice fell from this glacier. That's the glacier right there on your screen. It raged down a narrow river valley, a huge mass of this. It went down that valley. It destroyed a bridge and a small power plant as it went down this area. So it's going down this entire area, and right over here is a bridge destroyed, right next to it a power plant, the first one destroyed. And you can see those shots. That's the exact same place where this took place. Now, that's also where this bridge was located. Now, before entering the Alaknanda River and hitting the larger Hydel power plant at Tapovan, which we've been speaking about, the wall of debris with heavy silt hit that site extremely hard. So it hit that site extremely hard. Let's keep moving up, and desperate rescue operations have been continuing, as you can see. Now, there are several theories on what caused the sudden flooding in Chamoli. Was it caused by a part of the hanging glacier breaking away and falling into the river called glacier calving, which led to a sudden surge in the water and flooding downstream? Was it an avalanche with again debris and boulders falling into the river causing a flood? Another theory is that there could have been a cloudburst in the upper reaches, but this so far experts say is unlikely. though there had been some rainfall a few days earlier. Also, whatever the reason, whether an avalanche or something else took place, was this the impact of climate change in the region? Also, there have been some reports of stone quarrying, blasting of mountains and digging of tunnels in the base of the mountain system for two dams on the Rishi Ganga and the Dhauli Ganga. Did any of this have a role to play?
Right, Vishnu, I mean, that's really fascinating. The main point is, will we learn our lessons from this tragedy once again? Thanks so much on that. And moving to the other big political headline, well, the Prime Minister speaking today in the Rajya Sabha, and a break from tradition first for the motion of thanks on the President's address. In his over 1 hour long speech, the Prime Minister invited farmers for dialogue once again, reaching out a hand, saying that we're ready to talk to protesters. He also targeted ex-Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and ex-Agriculture Minister Sharad Pawar, saying that you can say that I followed in Manmohan Singh's footsteps, reading out a speech when Manmohan Singh had actually supported farm reform. He also used words like the Jamaat of Andolan Jivis to foreign destructive ideology and assured farmers that MSP was there, is there and will remain. The opposition attacked him, saying that the speech had nothing of substance.
आदरणीय सभापति जी
75 days into the farmers' protest, the government's fortification of Delhi and the sharp attacks on the government over the farm laws came the Prime Minister's appeal to the opposition.
हर किसी ने, हर सरकार ने कृषि सुधारों की वकालत की है, कोई पीछे नहीं है। आंदोलन के मुद्दों को लेकर के इस सरकार को घेर लिया।
The outreach was part of Modi's speech in Rajya Sabha, a departure from tradition as Prime Minister addresses both houses after the President's speech. Here then are the 5 key points from the Prime Minister's address.
MSP है, MSP था, MSP रहेगा। आप लोगों को गर्व होना चाहिए। देखिए, मनमोहन सिंह जी ने कहा था वो मोदी को करना पड़ रहा है। गर्व कीजिए। ये नए एफडीआई से जरूर बचना होगा और ये नया एफडीआई है फॉरेन डिस्ट्रक्टिव आइडियोलॉजी। एक नई जमात पैदा हुई है, एक नई बिरादरी सामने आई है और वो है आंदोलन जीवी। आप आंदोलन को खत्म कीजिए, आगे बढ़ने के लिए मिल बैठ करके चर्चा करेंगे, रास्ता खुले है। कोई कमी हो तो उसको ठीक करेंगे और कहीं ढिलाई है तो उसको कसेंगे। ऐसा तो है नहीं कि सब दरवाजे बंद कर दिए बस।
The Congress quick to contradict and explain how former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh's remarks have been taken out of context and always wanted a model law for states to follow, as agriculture was a state subject and did not want corporates to enter farming.
I'm disappointed that the Prime Minister should call dissenters as agitationists and human rights commentators as foreign destructive ideology. This mindset of the BJP must go.
Senior Congress leader Jairam Ramesh too tweeted on the Prime Minister's FDI comment. He said, in Parliament today, Prime Minister Modi said FDI is also foreign destructive ideology. This from someone whose governance has been based solely on FDI. Fear, deception, intimidation. At the Singhu border, farmers too responded to the Prime Minister's speech, saying that they want the Prime Minister to speak to them, and an apology from the Agriculture Minister.
हम अपील करते हैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के साथ को तुरंत मीटिंग बुलाएं। किसान जथेबंदियों के आगू उनके साथ जाके मीटिंग करने के लिए हम तैयार हैं। हम अपना पक्ष रखेंगे और उनका सुनेंगे।
The PM's speech attempted at isolating the non-political stakeholders allegedly pillion riding on the farmers' agitation. At the same time, appealing to the political opposition to work together in bringing in agricultural reforms, something the Prime Minister says everyone agrees with.
मोदी है, मौका लीजिए। बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद।
With Sunil Prabhu, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Well, moving to other news, and Twitter, of course, now a political battlefield. And now, after the Delhi police last week filed FIRs as part of an international conspiracy after a toolkit tweet, now the Maharashtra government has said they will probe into what they call a conspiracy of celebrity tweets. Now, remember, the celebrities who tweeted included Lata Mangeshkar, two Bharat Ratnas, Lata Mangeshkar and Sachin Tendulkar, and stars Akshay Kumar and Ajay Devgan. So, the Maharashtra government now says they will actually be investigating them. The BJP says this is an insult to the Bharat Ratnas and the celebrities.
The Maharashtra government has opened a new Twitter battlefront.
How come actor Akshay Kumar and badminton star Saina Nehwal used exactly the same words? How come many celebrities have used the word amicable in their tweets in response to pop star Rihanna's tweet on the farmers' protest? Today, following a demand by the state Congress, the Home Minister agreed to an inquiry.
इसके बारे में जरूर जांच हम करेंगे. हमारी इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसी है, इसके बारे में पूरी जांच करेंगे कि किस प्रकार से हुआ. खास करके जो सुनील शेट्टी का जो ट्वीट है, उन्होंने जय नाम के जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कार्यकर्ता है उसको.
The tweet storm started after Rihanna posted a comment in support of the farmer protests. India's Foreign Office hit back and unusually put out 2 hashtags. Many ministers, actors and cricket stars tweeted in support. NCP chief Sharad Pawar and MNS chief Raj Thackeray have both questioned personalities like Lata Mangeshkar and Sachin Tendulkar getting involved.
सरकारने या गोष्टी करायला नाही पाहिजे. या सर्व ही सगळी खूप मोठी लोक आहेत. या लोकांना अशा प्रकारचं ट्वीट करायला सांगणं, कळलं का? एकाच हॅशटॅग वरती सगळ्यांची ट्वीट येणं ही खूपच मोठी माणसं आहेत की ह्यांची प्रतिष्ठा सरकारने अशा गोष्टींमध्ये पडायला लावू नये.
कांग्रेस नेताओं ने और महाराष्ट्र सरकार ने भारत रत्न लता दीदी और सचिन तेंदुलकर का अपमान किया है. वे उनकी हाथ जोड़ करके माफी मांगे और ये जो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण फैसला लिया है उसे तुरंत वापस ले.
While the government says it will probe the matter, it needs to be seen whether the celebrities will also be probed in the near future or not. In Mumbai, with camera person Rajendra Dayalkar, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.
And remember, the Maharashtra Home Minister has ordered this probe while he is currently in hospital because he is COVID positive. Meanwhile, the government and Twitter now have another flashpoint as the government has asked Twitter to block over 1,000 accounts which they say are handled by Pakistani and Khalistani handles. Twitter has said that they're looking at the legal process and they're committed to transparency. Meanwhile, they still haven't responded to a government notice last week threatening them with a 7-year jail term for unblocking certain accounts without permission.
A second flashpoint between the government and Twitter in a week. The Indian government says the social network site is not blocking accounts which have been flagged based on security concerns. The government has reportedly warned that if Twitter does not abide by its notice under Section 69A of the IT Act, then legal action will follow. This could attract an up to 7 years jail term. Sources in the government say it has been trying to impress upon Twitter that its concerns are genuine. The government wants a list of 1,178 Twitter accounts blocked. These have been flagged by security agencies as allegedly accounts of Khalistan sympathizers or backed by Pakistan and operating from foreign territories. That these handles are allegedly a threat to public order in view of the ongoing farmers' protest. Many of these accounts were automated bots that were used for sharing and amplifying misinformation and provocative contents on the farmers' protests.
Twitter, which unblocked over 100 handles last week, today reacted to the government in a statement to NDTV, saying that our goal is to respect local law while protecting our foundational principles of free expression. After saying that, it said Twitter is guided by principles of transparency and empowering the public conversation. If we receive a valid legal request about potentially illegal content on Twitter, we review it under both the Twitter rules and the local law. In all cases, we notify the account holder directly so they're aware we have received a legal order pertaining to the account.
Top officials also point out that Twitter chief Jack Dorsey has liked several tweets made by foreign-based celebrities in support of farmer protests. In India, millions use this platform, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has one of the largest number of Twitter followers. With Neeta Sharma in New Delhi, Anusya Mathur for NDTV.
Well, in other news, the Sensex has closed over 51,000 for the first time and the BSE is now ranked number 7 globally in market cap.
A record closing for both the Sensex and Nifty, taking the Indian markets to the 7th largest with a market cap of $2.69 trillion. But it may soon overtake France, whose market cap is $2.86 trillion. Globally, US market cap is at $44 trillion. China markets is at $11 trillion. Hong Kong is at $7 trillion. Japan is at $6.8 trillion. UK is at $3.2 trillion, whereas France is at $2.8 trillion. In 6 straight sessions since the budget, the Sensex surged 11.31%, and Nifty 50 climbed 11.2% since the budget last Monday. Kotak AMC MD Nilesh Shah says budget's bold intent needs flawless execution to move higher.
So we think that given this backdrop of budget earnings season and the overall upgrade cycle being in place, the market's upward journey may continue for at least next 2 to 3 years.
So how should ordinary investors approach this market?
One can really create a very strong portfolio and participate in this bull run for next 2 to 3 years.
In this bull run, if you want to make money, the experts say that investors should invest in long term because the Nifty 50 companies have also given good returns this earnings season. In Mumbai, this is Purva Chitnis for NDTV.
Well, in other news, electric car company Tesla invested $1.5 billion in cryptocurrency Bitcoin. The Bitcoin price hit a record high after that, crossing $43,000. Tesla has also said they are ready to accept payments in Bitcoin if all regulations are met. Well, moving to state election news, and once Jayalalitha's key aide Sasikala today returned to Tamil Nadu after 4 years in Bengaluru when she is convicted of corruption. So, as you can see the visuals, huge crowds and supporters have turned out to greet her. Sam has more. Sam, so her journey, which should have been much shorter, has been delayed because of those huge crowds we are seeing. So, there will be worry there for the Chief Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister have all said the AIADMK has no place for Sasikala.
That's right, large crowds greeting at various points en route to Madras or Chennai. Sonia, she was supposed to come around post-lunch, but she may reach Chennai only early in the morning or past midnight. We come from Sri Peramadu, where people are still waiting here. 3 key messages, despite the ruling AIADMK complaining against her using party's flag. She is flaunting the party's flag on her car right through, saying that she is the boss of the AIADMK. Secondly, she has called for a united fight to fight the common enemy in the elections. Thirdly, she has said she's a slave for Tamils, Tamil culture, but she would not be afraid of oppression, and says the party should not allow the likes and dislikes of few people in the party to disintegrate the party, tacitly taking on the Chief Minister and his deputy who ousted her. What is her qualification, do you think, to aspire to become the Chief Minister, to be the party chief?
So the leader like Jayalalitha, she is a highly intellectual, vibrant and strategist. To be with her for 34 years, Sasikala or Madam Sasikala should be on par with Jayalalitha or above Jayalalitha.
She's been convicted in a corruption case. Isn't it morally right to be in
vindictive? It's not. She is not convicted by law, but it's a vindictive case. It's a proven. Is
it okay to involve in public life like this?
Absolutely. What's wrong in it? Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's a view from a party cadre waiting for her. We should wait and see whether this is just rhetoric or will she be able to really make a dent in the upcoming assembly elections, Sonia.
Right, and of course, Tamil Nadu elections are always blockbusters. So fascinating to see the latest entrant in the Tamil Nadu election.